Feeling the feng shui in this corner of the room. Whereas it was like before, like about 10 feet up. I feel it more here. Feel more comfortable. I'm closing out Discord. I'm closing it out. We're not doing it. Not today. Not for this. Today we're going to talk about Harry Potter. Not so much about Harry Potter, but more about more of a concept, more of a sales pitch, more of a question. A question of all these franchises over the course of time that have been super successful have gotten animated series, to dive a bit deeper into the stories and the lore of everything that happens within the stories of these franchises. And Harry Potter never really got that. This isn't going to be talking so much about the story of Harry Potter, which is probably good, because if I talked about the story of Harry Potter, chances are I would say something that someone disagrees with, and someone would be in the comments like, how dare you say that about this thing that I love? And that's the thing, is this franchise is loved. There are few pieces of media with the amount of cultural impact that Harry Potter has. There are over 7 books, over 8 movies, and they're still attempting to keep this franchise breathing, and I think it's strange that they haven't considered, or even, there hasn't been any news on whether or not there will be an animated series, because honestly, right now would probably be one of the best times. You have these magical monsters, mythical beasts, and where to find them. Whatever the name of the new movie is, I haven't seen it, honestly, because I'm not interested. My love for Harry Potter kind of started to dwindle down a long time ago. As soon as Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out, I was like, awesome. Closing that chapter of my life, closing the Harry Potter chapter, we done. There's nothing more. I had read all the books, I saw all the movies, but after that I was like, alright, we done. There's nothing left. There's nothing left to look forward to. I'm not going to put myself in a position where I'm just kind of holding on to hope that something will come. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to move on with my life and find something new to obsess over. But imagine if they brought in an animated series. I, for one, I would be like, oh, alright, I'm going to check this out. And if it's good, I'll start to get back into Harry Potter again. I might have a reason to go and see the new movies. They're still trying to build on their cinematic universe 5 to 10 years after the height of their popularity. Because Harry Potter was the biggest thing in the world at one point. But that was a while ago. I mean, it doesn't feel that long ago, but it really was a while ago. There's a whole generation of kids that has no idea what the big deal about Harry Potter is. And those are a lot of kids where they're starting to get to a point where they're going to the movies with their friends, without their parents, and they're looking at the marquees saying, alright, what looks good? Harry Potter, I don't know what that is. Mythical beasts and where to find them, I don't know. I'm not gonna go see that. These kids are seeing the movies come out, and they're like,
bruh, I don't care about that. Who's this non-conventional male lead? I'm gonna go smoke some Smarties and hold hands with multiple girls who I have no emotional connection with. I have a son.
And chances are, if a 10-year-old kid does go see one of these new movies meant to build on the universe, they don't have the same reaction from critics or audiences, and they probably aren't going to inspire a 10-year-old to go back and watch 8 movies or read 7 books that are all between 300 and 700 pages. Especially not in 2018. But what might get those younger generations interested and invested enough to try and do that is an animated series. And it's especially a good idea to do this from a marketing standpoint to promote the new movies. Gendy's Clone Wars series was literally meant to promote episode 3. Now, I can't go out on a limb and say that the express purpose of that series being a thing was to get kids interested in Star Wars so they would go and see the movies, but that's kind of the result, because for me, that was my first real introduction to Star Wars. I had never seen a Star Wars movie before I had seen Gendy's Clone Wars series, and Gendy's Clone Wars series got me interested enough to be like, you know what? This is actually kind of cool. And now I've seen every Star Wars movie, a lot of them more than once. And Harry Potter, like I said, at its height of popularity, was on par with Star Wars. And I don't doubt that if you made a good animated series about Harry Potter, it would do the same for kids today. They would probably be like, oh wow, these are some cool characters, this is a cool world. They would experience the same thing we experienced when we first entered the cultural phenomenon that was Harry Potter, and they would say, oh, this is really cool, I'm gonna dive deeper into this, and they will probably go back and watch all the movies, and then when these new Harry Potter movies are coming out, they're probably going to go and see them. In fact, no, not probably, they're definitely going to go and see them. However, there are reasons that people have given for why this shouldn't happen. Why they shouldn't make an animated series for Harry Potter. So this question that I'm posing, this isn't something new. It's something new for me because I didn't think about it until a couple of weeks ago. But it's nothing new within the Harry Potter fandom. Plenty of people have asked this. They've asked, why is there not a Harry Potter animated series? Because honestly, when I thought about it, I was like, wait, why hasn't there been one? And then when I realized there wasn't one, my next question was, will there ever be one? And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, man, I really want there to be one. And I'm not the only person who's thought this, but there are also people who thought that and said, well, you know what, maybe it's for the best. Maybe it's for the best that there isn't one. And one of the main reasons I've seen given for this is that they feel, because Harry Potter is a very dark story, one of the main motifs of Harry Potter is death. That's probably not a good idea to make a cartoon out of it. They don't think the cartoon can do it justice. And a lot of this argument seems to be rooted in the perspective that cartoons are lighthearted and can't be serious and can't evoke real emotion from people the way that live action can. But I'm sure everyone who's watching this, if you're a fan of this channel, I'm sure you know that that's not the case. I have seen firsthand, by meeting many of you, that cartoons are amazing at evoking real emotion, getting real investment out of people, the same way that any live action property can. I firmly believe that any medium that allows for a story to be told can allow for the creator of that story to tug at your heartstrings and either put you on top of the world or destroy you. There's no reason why a story can't be taken seriously just because it's animated. If anything, more is possible with animation, especially when you look at Harry Potter. Imagine how much they probably wanted to do in the Harry Potter movies that they couldn't because it's live action. With animation, anything you can imagine, you can probably do. Of course, there are still limitations that exist in visual presentation in animation, but they're few and far between when you compare it to real life. It's a lot easier to draw a mythical creature into a scene than it is to take a shot from real life and try to import that mythical being into the shot and make it look realistic. But the main piece of this that I think would really benefit the story of Harry Potter is that they would have so much more time to tell the story they need to tell. Because I swear to God, every book and every movie, it feels rushed to some extent. Because you have a whole year told over the course of a book that's about that big, or a movie that's about 2.5 hours long. So it's like you have to get from point A to point B within that span of time. Like, you only have so many minutes, you only have so many pages, but with an animated series, it's a lot easier to fit a full year into a 20 episode season, even if it's a 10 episode season. I mean, I might be shooting for the stars a bit to think that a series like this would get 7 seasons, but whatever we get, I think would be great, assuming that the show itself is great. Because, I mean, they could obviously go the route of just bastardizing a series that we all grew up loving, and go the route of Teen Titans Go or the new Ben 10 series. And I have nothing against those shows, because it's like, this is clearly a cash grab. It's clearly meant for the network to make money. It's not supposed to be an artistic representation. Of course, that's scheduled, though. But what I'm saying mostly is that if this Harry Potter series did come to fruition, that's not the type of treatment I want to see it have. I want to see it actually be treated like a serious thing. And maybe put it on Netflix or Disney XD, where it's going to be shown to a more mature audience. Think Voltron, think the early 2000s Teen Titans, think Avatar: The Last Airbender. A serious show that might have some comedic moments here and there, but stays on track, knows how to tell a story. This is the style of cartoon I have in mind when I'm envisioning this series, and that really excites me. Like, just imagine that there's more time to develop characters. Like, imagine Harry having a bit more flaws. Imagine Ron and Hermione's romance making a little more sense. Imagine more time for side characters who seemed really interesting but just never had any spotlight. And I'm also imagining, like, the solo episodes that Avatar would have, and having an episode like that where Harry's at home for the summer, where he's just feeling isolated and depressed and just wants to go back to Hogwarts, and just doing something with that, exploring that a bit more, because we would always get bits and pieces, but there's so much more potential there to do something really, really awesome. That's about it. That's all I had to say. Would you watch an animated Harry Potter series? You know what? This is just an idea. This is a thing I thought about, so I thought I'd bring it to all of you, people who are probably also interested in this idea. Wanted to hear what you have to say. Tell me in the comments. Tell me on Twitter at TommyPQM. And I don't have anything left to say. So we good. We Gucci. Alright, let's go. Gonna run a mile right now. Now my legs hurt. Never mind. Thank you for watching Let's Talk with Tom on the Roundtable, but Tom isn't just on the Roundtable. I have my own self-titled personal channel. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, I have a Snapchat, I have all that good stuff. In fact, I even have a Tumblr. So, if you're interested in any of that, check that out, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!